Hi guys, I'm Madeleine Harvey and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. In our lesson today, we're going to talk about how to open your voice. This is going to give you so much more access to power and projection, as well as an overall sense of ease with vocal freedom. So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. So the video that you're about to see is a clip that was taken from a live voice lesson shot earlier today. If you'd like to watch the entire voice lesson as well as participate in the exercise, then I invite you to click that join button below and become a member of this channel. As a member, you'll have exclusive access to all of our lives that we shoot every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll also be able to check out our entire backlog of live voice lessons. That way you can continue practicing in between our lessons together. So again, just click that join button below. Your membership is only $4.99 a month, and that membership helps to support this channel. That way we can keep delivering high quality content for you. You ready to get started? Here we go. Hi everyone. Hi Bev. Good day everyone. Catholic calling, you crack me up. I am open to today's lesson. I feel like it might even be powerful. Hi. Okay, yeah, everybody gather round, gather round. We're gonna learn. Mabel's joining us today. She's a little depressed. Mail lady just went by and she couldn't say hi. She loves the mail lady. But welcome to our lesson today. We're going to talk about what it means to kind of open up the voice and just how that small little thing can contribute directly to power, to projection, to freedom. And it's very important that as we come to study the voice, the purpose of technique is to not replace any aspect of your voice, but just simply to fill in the gaps. So that as we stretch and as we come to isolate the muscles that we're going to isolate today, I invite you to play with this and incorporate it in your exercise continuously until your voice feels that it can do it subtly without your conscious awareness. That's what muscle memory is. So the adverse of open would be closed. So let's start there. A lot of times when we start singing, the body is a wind instrument, and we can really sometimes forget that. And what I mean precisely by wind instrument is that when the diaphragm lifts, it compresses the air in the lungs, like an oxygen tank. So if it's like this much oxygen, gets smushed to that much oxygen. And that really, in essence, is what breath support is all about. It's being able to isolate that. But once that pressure, that concentrated airflow comes up through the body, it's extremely important that we understand how to help that pressure move continuously through the body without collapse. So I would say that if you're interested in belting or generating more power with your voice, you've encountered what's called collapse. And that really is that vocal tract, the throat being held open, and it just collapses. And when it collapses, it's like a traffic jam of air pressure that happens in the throat. Has that ever happened to you? Have you gone to belt and it just kind of seems like musical shouting? It's more often than not, there's an excess of pressure that's being built up in the throat. And sometimes we don't really know how to help the voice stabilize so that we can handle that pressure. And that pressure can stay stabilized as it moves through our body. So that's what today's lesson is all about. We've got two ways that we do this. We need that air to move through our body through what's called the channel resonators. So I'd like for you to take one hand and put it here around the larynx. and then the other right here around your diaphragm. Now, all we're going to do is we're just going to see if we can connect a sense of space. So I'd like for you to imagine that it's like a tunnel or like a tube, that you can just feel that as you open your throat for that inhale, you can get a sense that there's a hollowness through here. What that does is it sets your vocal tract to open, and you feel that openness. So we're just going to take a couple breaths together. As if we're yawning, we'll feel the openness in the back of the throat. Just see if you can connect a sensation of a tunnel or a tube as you work between diaphragm and throat on the inhale and on the exhale. So we'll go. Good. Feel yourself holding that throat open as you exhale. One more time. Good. Good. One more time. Mabel has made her exit, but she'll be back. She'll be back. Good. So we want to feel that throat is open, breath comes in, and it's free to come in and it's free to go out. That's the key to being connected to our support. But let's draw special attention now to the throat. We're going to stretch that slight yawn feeling, and we're going to hold that yawn in an exaggerated stretch. Now, we don't want to sing this way, but until we can embody that stretch in a subtle fashion, we kind of have to overemphasize it, right? So we're going to yawn. It's like very Pee Wee Herman, isn't it? Hold that throat open. Hold it. Kahala. Relax. Good. That's basically, in a nutshell, what I want you to do every time you sing. Now, again, that's an exaggeration, but did you see how it took strength in your muscles to open the throat and then continually hold it open as you stretched? That's what you want when you have a nice open sound. So let's say you're ready to sing a note. You're going to open that throat in preparation for the sound. Then you're going to sing with an open throat until you're ready to breathe again. So that's what we're looking for, but it takes a minute, doesn't it? So let's do that again. Let's hold it in stretch for about 8 counts. Here we go. In the throat. Huh? Good. Now slowly relax. Good. Again. Open the throat. Good. Slowly relax. Good. So even though it feels a little weird because, again, we're over-exaggerating that stretch, we're going to apply a sound to it. And today, who knows what's going to happen today? Let's get wild. But I would really rather you focus on sensation rather than exactness of pitch. It's just a matter of where you're putting your intention, where you're prioritizing. So if we have, let's do G. Let's do this G. So if we open that throat, I like that. That feels nice and open. Versus a relatively relaxed. Can you, I know you can hear the difference, but can you feel that if we don't open that throat, the throat becomes destabilized? By destabilized, I mean pressure builds, pressure builds, pressure builds. And if I maybe go higher and higher and higher, I'm going to get to a point where that pressure can't be sustained in the throat anymore. Those cords are going to open up, that break's going to happen, and then it's going to sound like this. So we want to train the muscles of the throat to stay open, like hold themselves open while all this glorious, glorious, steady air pressure comes through. So vocal challenge. Let's take this G and don't stress about it. But I just want to see how long can you hold it out once your throat is open. So easy. There's so much energy that's conserved. Let's aim for 12 counts, shall we? Hold the throat open. Alessia, oh dear, this is harder than I thought. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it is a little bit harder. That's why if you need to take some time and just stretch before you get going, that way your muscles kind of know what you want to isolate, that would be good. So let's go a little higher. Let's go to A. Like it, like that. So I don't want you to push the voice. If you want to default to head voice, that's totally fine. I just really want you to get that, hold that throat open and feel that glorious air pressure just kind of through your body. Here we go. Good, good. Don't fret. It's not about the sound. It's just about holding that throat open. So I did say there were two components and the throat is one. Now we're just going to keep going on today, okay? The second component is the soft palate. What? You got to like do this today. I'm asking you to do this today. Throat and then soft palate. So when we get up to higher notes, oftentimes what happens is that soft palate lifts, or a better way to say is that it tenses. So I'll show you what that sounds like. If I go, kind of hear how I'm kind of stuck up against a ceiling? It's not invisible. It's not imaginary. It's a physical ceiling. Yeah, that air pressure is kind of stuck up against that soft palate. Soft palate has tensed. And when it tenses, again, that channel resonator here becomes destabilized. So if I do nothing and try to keep it relaxed, that might be good. I could go, that's all right. That's all right. But what if I want to generate even more power? Then I will have to kind of lift the soft palate. I imagine that as like a little, feels to me like a little garage door, like kind of pulling back. You know how they do like that? So I'm going to focus in. I'm going to try not to embarrass myself. I can kind of get that power up and behind that soft palate simply by lifting the soft palate. Now, I bet you're wondering, okay, that's great. What does that feel like? So let's see what that feels like right now. If we go like the word high, extremely slowly, like maddeningly slow, I bet you will feel that soft palate lift on I and then do a secondary movement on E, because high has like two vowel sounds in there. So let's take a normal note, nice speech level note, and just say the word high. High. Feel that lift? Feel that pull back here? High. High. Yeah. High. You can get really up into that area simply by drawing a little consciousness. That's it. That's it. So just like we did with the throat, we held it open and we stretched it. Now we're going to stretch the soft palate. Everybody still with me? You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm throwing a lot at you today. So I'm going to lift that soft palate. We're going to say like high. And we're going to look a little crazy like a marionette doll because we really want to exaggerate that crazy lift back there. Feel that? Relax. Good. It's wacky and it's crazy. But you can isolate these to be able to allow that air pressure to go through in a very powerful way. So let's stretch again for 8 counts like we did with the throat. Ready? Keep that lift as active as you can and slowly relax. Good. Very good. Very good. Again, lift. Like they're saying the word high. Hold it. Now relax. Good, good, very good. Now let's try that A again. And And we're going to take our awareness from throat to soft palate. Now, I don't want you to try to manage both right now. It's get familiar with one, then move on to the other. But feel high. Whew, let's try that again. On the A, as long as you can go, but we're aiming for 12 counts. Here we go. High. Good. Yes, that's the feeling. That's exactly the feeling. Good. So, you ready to kind of put both of them together-ish? We're going to check in, do a little stretch. Hold it.